Hello, I'm talking to Liliana Bounegru here at the Mozilla Conference 2011 in London. Liliana, you work for the European Journalism Centre. Tell us very briefly what the European Journalism Centre does.
Basically, the European Journalism Centre is a non-profit institute dedicated to standards in journalism. But simply what we do is trying to help journalists do their job better by means of training, seminars, conferences, focused on developing skills, but also on specific topics such as EU policies or EU development.
Does it cost a lot?
The seminars are basically all the activities that we do are free for journalists.
Okay, that sounds fantastic. Okay, now your specialism is something called data journalism, which interests me a lot. Tell us exactly what data journalism is.
Right. Actually, there is no consensus on what data journalism is because it's a new field. But basically, data journalism means the idea of using data for reporting, for enriching stories, for putting stories into context, for finding new stories.
Okay. Now, I was an investigative reporter myself, and I know what you mean because I would end up with 20 box files of information for a story. I mean, I was researching nuclear tests, the health effects of nuclear tests and things like that. Now, how can your project help us do that job?
Basically, what we are trying to do is to help journalists gain the skills to work with data, and I guess the difference comes from the fact that the way data is presented is different. So journalists are not dealing with, say, paper documents anymore, but the data is on the web and it's not in a structured format. So then what we are trying to do is to help journalists gain some basic skills for collecting data, say by learning to scrape websites, but also for analyzing data, so say learning to use data analysis tools like Google Fusion tables and so on, and also to present that information, to visualize it and to get the story out of it.
So let's look at the resource. I mean, let's look at the resource. Say WikiLeaks. Now, that's a huge number of documents, which would be daunting for any journalist. How would you sift that? How would you sieve that?
There are basically, for that you need programming skills. You would need to be able to. You would need to have a software that is able to analyze the document and see patterns in that document, and that's what we are trying to do, to either help journalists gain those skills or team them up with developers who have those skills. So because it's true, with those huge amount of documents, like looking through documents won't help. You would need to use tools to help you see patterns in those documents, and after that the journalist comes to look at the patterns and see if there is a story in there, and further investigate it by using traditional methods like doing interviews, going and talking to people.
So is there any software already out there?
There are a lot of tools. Basically, it depends on what kind of project you work on and what you want to achieve. But there are several tools for data collection, for data analysis, and for data visualization.
Okay, thank you very much. That sounds like a very interesting project. And we'll be back soon with another one here at the Mozilla Conference.